Alright, what's going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back here in PlayStation Stores. It is a Tuesday night. I was literally about to start streaming Horizon, and then we got this breaking news here that I just had to get a video out for you guys to talk a little bit about the now officially named, officially announced PlayStation VR 2. Yes, it's real. I don't know why, guys, like, I knew that CES was going down this week, and I don't know why I didn't think, like, hey, Kev, like, remember when, you know, Sony came and they officially announced that the PlayStation 5 was the official name of the console and they had some news? Like, Kevin, you should have been more prepared, but you know what? Here we are. We're gonna do it off the whim. I can't even load the blog. Like right now, as we speak, you could probably hear me typing. I'm literally trying to load the PlayStation blog. It's not loading. It keeps crashing on me. Okay, I keep getting like 505, you know, error, all that horrible stuff. So we're going to go to Wario64's thread. Yep, I keep getting 504 gateway timed out from the blog. You hate to see it, but shout out to Wario64. He was able to break down a lot of the info that is from this whole event at CES from Sony's conference, and we were able to get some screenshots from the homie Wario. Shout out to you, as well as I was able to get a trailer that we'll watch later on in this video going over a new first-party game for PSVR2 that was announced in the Horizon Zero Dawn universe. It's a great time. It's a great time to announce the Horizon podcast as well. Shout out to that. Definitely check out Road to Forbidden West if you missed that intro and that announcement on the channel this morning. But let's go into this, okay? So the official name is PlayStation VR 2. Honestly, not that shocking, not that surprising. Definitely makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Especially with, of course, PlayStation, you know, being PS1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. But I kind of thought that they maybe would have just done PSVR and just called this the new version of it or whatever, but no, it's not. PSVR 2, it's official. Its full name is PlayStation VR 2. I don't like the way that logo looks. I don't know, man. It just looks weird, but we'll see when we get it here at the crib when it gets on sale. And also they announced that the controllers are called the Sense Controllers. So the controllers that we got to see last year, they look mad good with the black matte finish and the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback, etc. All that. They are called Sense Controllers for the PlayStation VR 2. Okay, guys, good news. We got the page to load. The blog is on my computer. Let's go. Let's read this from top to bottom, what we got going on with the PlayStation VR 2 and the Sense Controllers as well for the PS5. So they say that a lot of the technology in the PlayStation VR 2 and these Sense Controllers are going to be off of the PS5 and its innovations in itself, of course, which definitely makes sense, of course, with the Sense Controllers having the, you know, adaptive triggers and all that good stuff that we talked about before. But going into more in-depthly here, of course, they do want to specify that this will be a simple single cord setup. Thank God there's no, you know, separate box for computing and no, like, you know, splitter and everything. But let's go into the actual details here involving what's in this PSVR 2 and the Sense Controller. So starting off here with visual fidelity, they say here, for a high fidelity visual experience, PlayStation VR 2 offers 4K HDR, 110-degree field of view, and foveated rendering. With an OLED display, players can expect a display resolution of 2000 by 2040 per eye and smooth frame rates of 90 and 120 Hz. I know that the frame rates are very important for VR, for not having motion sickness and everything, including even the resolution as well. That way, if you have a higher resolution, you don't have that screen door effect that a lot of VR users complain about. So with having 2000 and 2040 per eye for the resolution per eye, that is going to amount to 4K, which is going to be really cool to see overall that they were able to achieve that, including HDR, because honestly, I don't have a monitor right now that can do HDR, so this may be the first HDR content I'm ever being able to utilize in my life, so that's pretty cool as well and everything, and the overall sounds really good overall. Let's go on to the headset-based controller tracking. With inside-out tracking, PSVR 2 tracks you and your controller through integrated cameras embedded in the VR headset. Your movements and the direction you look at are reflected in-game without the need for an external camera. This is huge because I'm in a small apartment, right? And I know a lot of people don't have a lot of space, whether you're in like a big city like New York or LA, whatever. Your space is very limited, right? So being able to have these cameras being embedded, integrated into the headset itself and not needing an external camera and a lot of space around your crib is going to be awesome to be able to utilize VR, even if you're in a small environment. Now, they do talk about new sensory features here next up on the blog. PSVR2 Sense technology combines eye tracking, headset feedback, 3D audio, and the innovative PSVR2 Sense Controller to create an incredibly deep feeling of immersion. Headset feedback is a new sensory feature that amplifies the sensations of in-game actions from the player. It's created by a single built-in motor with vibrations that add an intelligent tactile element, bringing players closer to the gameplay experience. For example, gamers can feel a character's elevated pulse during tense moments, the rush of objects passing close to the character's head, or the thrust of a vehicle as the character speeds forward. Additionally, PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech makes sounds in the player's surroundings come alive, adding to this new level of immersion. Now, they said two new things here, those being of course eye tracking and the headset feedback, but let's talk about the headset feedback first, and then we'll go into eye tracking because they have a specific section for eye tracking next up here. But the headset feedback is a really cool idea, I feel like, because like the you know, just sensation of like having your headset move and like have these slight vibrations with a single motor and have that react to your in-game movements is going to be something that is really cool. If it's anything like the haptic feedback, I'm assuming that's kind of what they're going for here. That's going to feel so awesome in VR, and I feel like it's going to really up the stakes in really any VR game you play, whether it's like a shooter or a horror Resident Evil game. Like either way, you're going to be either more scared or more hype either way. And I love how they really tie the vision together, right? With saying, hey, with 3D audio, right? And then with the haptic feedback and adaptive triggers of the VR Sense controllers. Like we see how when you have the PSVR2 and the PS5, all these at play, they're really painting a picture that this is going to be a level of immersion that we really have not seen before on the market yet with VR. So this is really cool to see overall. Let's talk about eye tracking. Even the concept of eye tracking on the VR headset sounds insane. Let's get into it here. With eye tracking, PSVR2 detects the motion of your eyes. So a simple look in a specific direction can create an additional input for the game character. This allows players to interact more intuitively in new and lifelike ways, allowing for a high-end emotional response and enhanced expression that provide a new level of realism in gaming. This sounds really cool, man. Like this sounds really hype. I know there's still the question of price, but man, like you having this eye tracking capabilities with the way there is just an inside out tracking for your motions of your head, to the adaptive triggers on the Sense controllers now, the haptic feedback in the Sense controllers, the 3D audio of the PS5, having 4K HDR in the headset with the OLED display on top of that. I didn't even say that. With the OLED display, the Vita lives, baby. Just kidding. With the OLED display and having smooth frame rates of 90 to 120 hertz, this is sounding really awesome, guys. And on top of that, guys, okay, of course, with the single cable design with the PS5, that's great and all, but another thing as well that they announced here with the PSVR2 is a first-party game in the form of Horizon Call of the Mountain from Guerrilla Games and Firesprite. They say here that this is an original game being built specifically for PSVR2 and will open the door for players to go deeper into the world of Horizon. I'm gonna roll the trailer right now for you guys. It's a really short clip, and beforehand they had, I believe, a Guerrilla employee talk a little bit about the game and everything, and just about how they are working with VR2, etc. But let's definitely take a look at this trailer right now because this is really cool. So
there.
What's that tonic doing?
It's heading towards Stone's grasp.
It's headed towards us!
So we didn't see much, you know what I'm saying? That was a very limited type of teaser that they showed here, but I still love the notion of them, hey, having these first-party teams, right? That it's not just Guerrilla Games, mind you. Like, it is Firesprite, a new first-party team that they are gonna kind of like co-op on this one and have it. So of course the focus is, I believe, on finishing up Horizon Forbidden West, which is due out next month. But having this new project that we'll be able to go into with VR2 is a huge plus that will put a lot of eyes and attention on PSVR2 that I think will be very much worthwhile in the future if you are someone that is going to be investing in VR. I mean, I really want to just now buy it because there is going to be substantial first-party support for the VR2 in the form of course, Horizon Call of the Mountain you know, on PSVR2 exclusively. Like, this is a really cool thing. I can't wait to see what else comes out of this whole thing from first party in the form of VR games. But going on next here, we just have the last little bit here to share here. That is the full specs for the PSVR2 and the PSVR2 Sense Controllers. I'm not gonna go through like every single nitty gritty bit of it because we went through the most of it here, but we can see here that there are going to be, of course, motion sensors on the VR2. There are 4 cameras for headset and controller tracking as well. And they do say here that, not sure if like one of the cameras is for this, but, or maybe 2 of them, I guess, but they say infrared camera for eye tracking per eye, which is really interesting. Like if that's going to be just with 1 IR camera or 1 IR camera per eye, and then having the 2 other regular cameras for the motions of your head as you move around in the headset. Really interested to see how that all unfolds and everything. But of course, Type-C with the PS5 will be able to connect to that, so that's how you'll be able to connect your headset to the PS5. And then here on the VR Sense controllers, nothing crazy here, you know what I'm saying? We have the basic layout and everything. We have a 6-axis motion sensing system and finger detection as well for the finger tracking, which is really cool as well. And yeah, I mean, overall, like, listen, this is looking great, you know what I'm saying? If there's anything here that you saw in the specs list that I didn't see, definitely feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. I will say that while all this sounds great, all this sounds dandy, this blog is great, you know what I'm saying? Once again, link below if you want to read it. I will say that all this sounds pretty expensive. I'm not even going to lie, because on top of that, right, because the picture that they keep painting, right, like with you having a PS5 and a PSVR2 and all that, like the PSV, like guys, like the PS5 itself is either $400 or $500, most times $500, right? So that's already something that you have to be able to even utilize this VR2. So now I'm curious now is that, you know, they are looking to put a lot of really cool features in here. This sounds great. I don't mean to be a buzzkill at all, but the price on this thing is probably going to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need to wait and see when that price is going to drop. And my wallet is already screaming. My tax guy is already screaming at me for potentially buying a PSVR 2. But we will see when that price point comes out. Y'all, I was so hyped over PSVR 2, I forgot to say the outro, my bad. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Down below, find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and our Anchor link. That way you can listen to Road to Forbidden West coming live, not live, just kidding, coming at you, the premiere episode January 9th, this upcoming Sunday. Definitely get hyped for that. We will definitely talk about, of course, Horizon, Call of the Mountain, and everything that was announced here with PSVR 2. Thank you all for watching. Like if you enjoyed it, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.